There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new Integra. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt and Rayom can help.
Mic checks echo, I'm the sound of the brawl. Canvas creaks, flesh slaps, bodies rise and fall. Steel cage dreams, no escape. All pain, blood stains mixed with the sweat and the chain. Adrenaline surging my veins, spit fire. Crowd chants feeding my soul's desire. Turnbuckles tremble when my wrath collides. Glory's the belt and I'm taking the pride. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Boom. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. Pyros ignite, shadows dance in the glow. Ringside roar, it's a gladiator show. Chokeholds tighter than the grip of the night. Climbing the ropes to new championship heights. The mental battlefield, no room for doubt. Every move calculated, every scream a shout. The bell tolls louder than a sinner's regret. This is the place where the bold never forget. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Boom. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. Circle Digest!
It is Tuesday, 8 p. The place to be. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley. That is the great Frankie Fresco. And as always, we got to start off thanking Sammy for the intro. Frankie Fresco, how you go, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Hold on. Let me fix my camera here. Hold on. There you go. Much better. I feel better now. Hold on a second. There we go. All right, there we got. All right. Perfect. All right. All right. So we're doing good, man. We're doing phenomenal.
Good. I got a little Kentucky Blue on too. Look at that.
Showing you guys our true fans out here. You know,
Kentucky Blue, baby.
And as you could tell, the stream is working perfectly fine too. So.
And we are on Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are on Rumble.
Oh, my Rumble people. They're probably
so if you're joining us, go ahead and jump in on the chat. Appreciate you wherever you're at. X, YouTube channels, Twitch, wherever it is. Yes, Memo, that is correct. That is one ugly shirt. And I mean, who wears SMU on a shirt? What is SMU?
It is not
SMU.
Shmoo. It is the university that beat the University of Miami. So one of my favorite teams out there right now. So I'm supporting them.
Oh yeah. All right.
SMU baby.
I would support the teams that beat Florida, but there's so many. I would have to wear too many shirts.
I'm gonna have to start buying a lot of shirts too because I think Miami's gonna lose to Virginia Tech, and I think they're gonna lose to Pittsburgh as well. So that's
Yeah, I think you're a
it's a
little
lot.
bit
It's a
a
lot.
little bit out of your gourd there, buddy. But hey, you know what? You know what they say, man. You know what they say.
Shy Yaddy
But
did
we
that on purpose.
are here. That's what he does. That's what Frankie brings to this program. We are here to talk a little wrestling, and yeah, he actually buys these shirts. Yes, he does. Yes,
You want to know how much the shirt was?
probably $3.99 on the Goodwill store.
It was $5.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah. You're not
You could
spending
get
a
me-
lot.
You could get a cheap SMU shirt here in Florida. I mean, there's not that many SMU fans, except myself. I'm out here representing.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Big SMU fan. Who's their coach?
One of we don't have a name. We have a nickname for him, Coach. That's what we have the name.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
That's what we call him, Coach. You know, Lashley, Coach Lashley out there, Coach Lashley.
Yeah, Coach. You looked it up real quick on Google. I saw you look down. Jeff from Long Island in, Memo in, Adrian in. Let me see here. Cheyenne in. No Doubt is in.
Exactly, no doubt.
Papa is in as well. So we thank you all. The show will be a little bit more into some. We're not going to talk a lot about NXT Gold Rush is going as it goes now. So apparently somebody said his name, so he has appeared already. So it looks like they're starting with the mixed tag team titles.
Yeah, I'm not too fond about him and Thea teaming up.
Yeah, no, I think Thea's going to take the pinfall. That's what's going to happen here.
Is he officially signed with WWE? Did he officially sign with?
Yes. That is actually his first shirt. And if you look at the back of it, NXT JH.
Wow.
His first WWE shirt he's wearing right now.
That's crazy.
Yep. So we'll see how that goes. We want to get into, I guess.
Yes.
Should we jump into the which one you want to jump into first?
We could jump into what happened earlier today. The interview.
Want to do that one first? The TK?
Yeah, we could do that one if you want to.
All right. Then we'll stay here with the TK one. Frank, dude, I actually sat through and listened to that whole interview.
Well, can I give you a quick summary of everything?
Go ahead.
I took notes down, sir. So
boy.
if there's something that I missed, let me know. So obviously, a lot of you fans probably don't care about Mr. Tony Khan. I sat on the interview, and I'm very proud of Sean sitting also on the interview. So I took notes. I have all my notes written down.
I did not take notes. I was driving as I watched it.
All right, so I'm gonna just try to go quick on some of the stuff. That way, the people who did not watch the interview, TK,
well, go a little slow because there's some things that you might bring up that I want to expand upon. So don't just jump too quickly.
All right. So for all you guys at 1:00 Eastern Standard Time today, Ariel Hawani interviewed our good old friend Tony Khan. He's also an SMU fan. No, he's not an SMU fan, but he probably would be if he saw that Frankie Fresco was an SMU fan.
No, he wouldn't be because he says he went to the University of Miami game and sat with Dana White.
He did say that. I think he was rooting for the opposite team that game. All right, so the interview started kind of slow, but I just wrote some of the pointers. If I missed something, Sean, again, I didn't go word for word. I'm just got like some stuff that I thought that was
but also
important.
A little backstory on this. They're not the best of friends, or at least they weren't on good terms.
No.
Nobody knew what to expect in this interview. So going off that's why it started slow, because I felt like both of them were kind of like in a wrestling match. You get that feeling out process.
Yes.
Which way is this going to go? That's kind of how that interview started.
Well, so before we begin, just make sure, guys, don't forget to hit the like and also hit the subscribe if you're new to the show. And also don't forget to share it, guys. If you could repost it, we would greatly appreciate it. Trying to grow more and more. And all you fans over there at Rumble, we appreciate you tuning in as well. All right, so main pointers that I got here. There was a part where he spoke about is AEW a little bit too gore? TK says that TK feels if it makes sense, he's gonna do it. He also said in that particular segment that he feels that 99% of the time the decision of the wrestlers is the right decision. So he says that, if you do that type of stuff, if the if the wrestler wants to do it, he feels like it's ready. So he's gonna go with it. So I wrote down about head booker because that was another topic that they talked about who's the head booker over there at AEW. TK acknowledged that he did attend all 104. He's the only one that attends all 104 shows for Dynamite and Collision, and he also does go to all pay-per-views. He was the last time he was a booker was back in 2019 when there was at Daly's place, and I guess he was the main guy because of the whole COVID situation, so he kind of couldn't go around. He was mostly focused on there, and he is the head booker. He does say that he does do everything, so he's pretty much getting. I mean, he does get some advice, but he is the guy who's pretty much running the show. And he did mention this that back in Christmas of 2019, he decided to do this. He said he made decisions to do things against his better judgment. So back in Christmas of 2019, when he noticed that he was making mistakes, that's when he kind of learned, and that's why he's gone that route where he says, "Hey, look, if I feel like it's not the right judgment, I'm not gonna go ahead and go with it." I don't know if he actually follows that actual comment he said, but that's what he said. He also spoke about they spoke about the streaming. Um, the pay-per-view for AEW still has been consistent, $49.99. That hasn't changed. He said that HBO Max, this was the first year that HBO Max was doing the streaming and all the shows, and it is cheaper. It's $10 cheaper, so it's $39.99.
Yeah, but it's not really cheaper because you have to pay for the HBO Max subscription on top of the $39.99. So it'll actually come out a little bit more.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, good to know. He also said that he just signed a media deal, and he feels that he has a strong model in place. Ariel Hawani asked him about any concerns on new ownership. So, like, if Warner Brothers decides to sell and they get a new owner, Tony Khan said he feels he will always have a priority with AEW, and that AEW is always going to be a priority for Warner Brothers. And he also says, go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish. You got more to it. Go ahead. Finish that part.
And he also says that he has strong ties and partnership, which go a long way from the days because of his NFL experience. There was one last thing before you comment, and I'll let you comment. Ariel Hawani did say this, which was a little bit shocking, was the fact that there's only one league out there right now currently that's not working with the Saudis, and that's actually AEW. Everybody else actually has some type of ties with Saudi Arabia. What were you gonna say?
When he was talking about the deal with Warner Brothers, but the whole thing that I never understood was this: if they sell, it's not the same people. Like that whole interview was a big Tony is very good at marketing AEW. Everything he had the same for everything. But to me, that answer did not make a lot of sense when you're sitting there saying, are you worried if Warner Brothers sells that it's going to affect AEW? And then the answer is, well, we have good ties with AEW, with Warner Brothers. Yes, but if they sell, you might not necessarily have those same ties. That was the question.
That is true, but I think that's why he went ahead and said that he feels that he has strong ties and partnerships with other companies and other investors, and that he has had that experience from the NFL. So he feels confident that no matter what happens with the ownership, that he's always going to have the ownership is going to have some type of priority and interest.
The interesting thing on that also is there's a Saudi investor that's looking to buy Warner Brothers Discovery.
That is true. That's one of the reasons why
he will no longer be not associated with the Saudis.
Moving forward, he did they spoke about counter programming, and this one was a good question. And again, the interview was still doing okay. It wasn't getting too feisty, or at least not feisty, but interesting. It was okay right now. Talked about programming, and if he feels that WWE counter programs them at the same time slot as they do, and he says that he feels that they do, yes. But he also understands, and it does not frustrate him because of the simple fact that it's kind of been the narrative that has happened over the years in wrestling. So he feels like that's not a bad move by WWE. He just understands and he doesn't let it get to him. They did also ask him about some of the pundits out there that like to negative speak about AEW, and his biggest person that he mentioned out there was actually Eric Bischoff, and he said that he felt that Eric Bischoff was a little bit ironic because he feels him speaking negative about AEW is ironic because he actually worked in WCW and he knows the whole kind of like the
The
behind
position.
yeah,
The
and the
position.
behind the scenes and all that stuff. So he would I felt like he said that he felt like he should have understand the reason why there should be like he would understand where there's areas of opportunity and stuff like that in a way. So he felt that that was a little bit ironic, and he also felt that a lot of his talent right now knows him and has mixed opinions of Eric Bischoff. So maybe that's a reason why he does respect him, but he just felt that that was a little bit ironic. Then the interview got a little bit more interesting here because one of the questions that he brought up was the CM Punk interview, and of course, if you guys remember, he Ariel Helwani interviewed CM Punk a couple months ago, or maybe at the beginning of the year or so, right when he left, right? So, and then we talked about this on the show that AEW decided to show the actual video of what happened at that All In over there in Europe. So they asked him about playing the footage, and first and foremost, he said Tony Khan said he did not agree with what CM Punk said about him, and what he said of the situation.
He disagreed with the way CM Punk saw it play out.
Correct.
More what he said. He's like, he's the eye of the beholder. He used that a lot during this part of the segment. It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Correct. And then he also says, Eric Hawano was kind of pinpointing and saying, was the video kind of like like how do you say it? Like like responding to what CM Punk was saying.
Yeah.
And Tony Khan went ahead and said, look, he kind of brushed it off, and he kind of said that he wanted to show it because it drew great numbers, and that's mostly the reason why he wanted to show the video. But he never specifically said, yeah, I did it in spite of what he said, which obviously if you read between the lines,
he danced around it.
He said
he knew that the video would bring in some numbers,
yes,
which it did. He knew that, a lot of things that would go down, and he also felt that it would portray more toward not what CM Punk had said and more toward what they believe happened, and again, he went back to, but again, it's all in the eye of the beholder.
Correct. And then they also asked him, Ariel also asked him about what he thought about CM Punk saying, he was saying that he wasn't a good leader or whatnot, or that he wasn't a good person to kind of be managing all this and all that stuff. It kind of irresponsible. I'm summarizing. I don't know the exact words, something like that. And then TK, again, he responds saying, I it's up to him. I respect his decision. He did try to reconcile with CM Punk, and that's one of the reasons why Collision was brought up and why they made it, but it did not work out. And he stated that the locker room currently right now is at its best since the COVID year. So he basically kind of responded by saying, hey, look, ever since CM Punk kind of left, if you read between the lines, the locker room has gotten better than what it was when he was around.
I think you're going to get to what I think it is more than anything in a minute, because I'm sure you're going to probably talk about the people when he started doing the name game. But I think that what the answer that he said about Miro is what was wrong with is the same way CM Punk. And again, when you come from a company that the guy has his finger and pulse on everything. I mean, you can't even cut your hair without requesting, this, or get a tattoo or anything, because it changes the brand of that wrestler. And then you go to, Tony Khan, who is more, I won't say like best buddies, but, he has his favorites, and it's shown, his style is different than the thumb, being under the thumb of VKM at the time, which is interesting to me, because CM Punk didn't like either way. When you look at it, because he left there because he wanted to have the freedom, but then he felt like maybe Tony Khan gave too much freedom. And again, maybe it's too much freedom to others.
I think that's what
not
it was.
necessarily to where there is. But again, and again, that's where the whole, Tony Khan is a pretty good wordsmith, honestly, in this interview. If you go back and listen to it, because he says a lot, but he doesn't say much.
Well, I will say this: Tony
Khan
Khan
promote the shit out of Dynamite and the pay-per-view.
Every
answer got put into that, buddy.
I will say this too: Tony Khan is very similar to our good old friend Mike McDaniel. As you could tell, Mike McDaniel is the type of person that likes to stutter, be like, well, if you listen to that interview, he said over 134 times the word great. So everything for him was great. Hey, the show was doing great. Our numbers are doing great. That was a great time. That's a great wrestler. Everything for him was great. The shows the numbers are doing great. The upcoming paper is going to be great. Like everything was about great. So if you shout out to one of the guys on the chat board that was watching that, because I think his name was Dylan Doe. Every time he said great, he would put it on the chat board and the number of times. That's how I know he said it over 130 times. So shout out to that guy. Hopefully one day he tunes into our show. But shout out to Mr. Dylan Doe, who was on that chat board. But yes, going into the name dropping. So this is where Ariel Helwani got a little bit more straightforward and wanted to kind of spice up the interview a little bit. So he started saying that he wanted to bring up certain wrestlers' names and get his opinion on each wrestler. And the first wrestler he mentioned was Andrade. And the thing about Andrade, if you guys know, was that he showed up here in Fort Lauderdale and then he disappeared ever again. So what he said was he thinks the world of him. He's left. Great. He's great, yeah. They left in best terms the first time before he eventually went to WWE. He mentioned that once he is freed, he could come back to AEW. Now, when he mentions that kind of insinuates that means that Andrade some way somehow is still signed to WWE. And then when Ariel Helwani asked him specifically as far as the status of being misrepresented, this was the first time in the interview Tony Khan said, I don't want to answer it, kind of in a way. He said, like, no comment.
Because I believe with what he didn't say I believe they have lawyers working on this, is kind of without him saying it. Because he also said in the back of the interview, it's, I believe at the very end before Ariel moved on, he mumbled something like it's still in a process or something. So I'm thinking there's probably legalities to this going on right now, and that's why the door's open. He has no problem with Andrade, but there's the other aspect of it.
Very important name, one that a lot of us are interested in when it comes to the WWE world. He meant that Ariel Helwani asked him about Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, Ariel Helwani pointed out that he's been away since April. And Tony Khan mentioned saying that he has reached out to Chris Jericho. The last time he reached out to him, he wished him a happy birthday. He asked him if he was coming back, and TK said he cannot speak about that. He also said that the door is always open. And he did ask him if his deal with AEW is up, and this was the second time Tony Khan kind of brushed off and said, I cannot answer that. So what did you think about that one about Chris Jericho?
That pretty much, I mean, I think we are kind of leaning toward he's coming to WWE anyways, but that kind of solidified any, again, maybe they're pulling the big wool over everybody's eyes. I doubt it, but it feels like he's coming back to WWE from that answer. The fact that, and some of the other ones get a little bit iffy too, but it's very interesting to watch Tony Khan just dance for like 5 minutes talking about somebody that hasn't been on programming since April.
Yeah, I mean, again, I give kudos to Tony Khan at least for answering. He could have just kind of said no comment and then move on to the next question, but he kind of did try to answer each one as best as he could. And then when he felt like he was might be circling and revealing too much, then
Well,
he probably would say, you know what, let's move on to the next one.
I feel like he answered them the way that you would answer them when you don't want to burn bridges.
Correct. I
Because he
agree.
could have easily said, no, Jericho's contract is up. He's exploring opportunities.
Yeah.
Then that's where we stand at that right now. You know what I mean? You could have been that blatant about it, but he didn't. He kind of danced around it because, again, I get it. He's got respect for Jericho. Jericho was his first heavyweight champion.
Yes.
When they brought the company, they brought him in for that reason.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of respect there, you know. And again, it's just Tony Khan is put in a situation now to where, and I always look back at this and I wonder, when we had the Monday Night Wars, if we had all this social media and everything that we have right now, how does that play out? Does it play out differently?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we won't look. We'll know Hogan's the guy gonna enter. You know, at that time, but at that time, you didn't think that was gonna happen, and you didn't have, you know, people, you know, spoiling it or whatever. You know, so I wonder, you know, again, when you look back at things, there's a lot of things now that wasn't happening then.
Yeah, I think social media kind of like spoils it for us, and also kind of gives us like behind the scenes a little bit, sometimes too much than what they want to reveal.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, go for it.
Last night, I did not go on social media until they announced who Solo Sikoa's opponent was. Then I went on social media. Just because I was like, I don't want to hear all the shit. Just because then, if it's somebody I'd really like it to be, you know, then I don't want to get my hopes up and everything else. Like, let me just enjoy the surprise. And, you know,
I might spoil one of you WWE fans with one of the guys that Ariel Helwani brought up. All right, so moving on, he did talk about Britt Baker. One of the reasons why Britt Baker has been gone is because of her health reasons. He did say about Britt Baker that he's looking for the right time to work with her. He respects Britt's work ethic and states he hopes to have her back very soon. Here's the guy that we
and then let me ask you this. Let me just throw this in there too. Britt is the one I think he can not have as much worry about anything else, because unless WWE ponies up a lot of money, Britt Baker's not leaving her day to day.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why she didn't go to NXT before.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, there's you know, you take your time, you do what you got to do, and AEW's here for you. And I think it works for both of them.
And I also feel that Britt Baker is loyal to Tony Khan. I don't think she would be the one that would be like, hey, if they give me a better deal here, I'm going to just jump ship. I think for her, I mean, I might be wrong, but I just feel that she's going to hear him out before she makes the decision to go out there. Like what Jade Cargill would have done, I don't know if Britt Baker would have done that. Just me. It might be wrong, but that's the vibe I get from Britt Baker and her interaction and photos and stuff like that she had with Tony Khan.
Is that dentistry thing there?
Oh, that plays a big part, man.
Gives her that flexibility. Whereas, you know, Jade, as a business decision, I can make the Jade Cargill brand bigger in WWE. That's the decision she made that was better for her. Now, if Jade Cargill's got other stuff going on, does AEW become the better option? Because now you can keep everything lined up and also have pretty much control of everything. So, you know, there's things there, but I did find it interesting that, you know, it was just like, it's more her health. I don't think it's necessarily all her health. I think she felt, I honestly think she felt
underutilized
and maybe a little bit betrayed by Tony Khan when Mercedes Moné showed up.
Well, keep in mind, he did put Mercedes Moné against Britt Baker, which wasn't the best fight between those two.
Well, because they didn't want to work with each other. They just fought against each other.
I think that's the problem too. Let's keep it real. I think Britt Baker doesn't get along with Mercedes Moné, and then that's why Mercedes Moné has been blown up. And he I mean, for a good reason. She's done a really good job.
I'm not saying either way. I mean, Britt's got her positives and negatives. Moné's got her positive and negatives, and right now Mercedes Moné's positives greatly outweigh Britt Baker's positives.
Yeah, and obviously when Mercedes Moné came on to AEW, she is a bigger draw. She's a bigger star. So I could understand, unless I wish Britt Baker would have taken it more of, and again, I don't know the ins and outs between those
Yeah.
two ladies, but it felt like Mercedes Moné was more invested in that fight than Britt Baker was, and you could tell that's why it wasn't such a good fight between those two ladies, because you felt like one was invested and the other one wasn't, and they just
Yeah.
didn't like
Because I
working
think
with
she
each other.
felt betrayed about being the, I don't want to say it this way, but I'm going to say it, the other woman.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
TK's got a new woman, and it's not you. You're the other woman now. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, and again, not saying that, but I think that sat heavy with everything, and then
See, but
that.
If she would have taken like a turn like Tony Storm, you see how Tony Storm has taken a turn to the point where Tony Storm has flourished even with Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, but Tony Storm was a lot more established as far as storyline because Britt Baker kept getting hurt, man.
She kept going in and out. You're right.
She would get steam, and then it would go away. And then she'd get steam, and then it would go away. Whereas Tony Storm has stayed very consistent on her whole thing, especially since Timeless has become the thing to where, so there. All right, who you got next? Who is the next person?
All right, so the guy that you guys all wanted to know about was, of course, Adam Copeland, aka Edge. So this is what they asked him. It said, did WWE approach Tony Khan to be able to use Edge or Adam Copeland for the John Cena tournament? And his clear answer was absolutely no. No, it was not. He mentions that Adam is going to be with AEW until the end of the year. So that means that he's still under contract, which I thought he was already a free agent.
Well, I heard October, the end of October, beginning of November was the dates I heard, which matched up for no. It was December because it was like December 1st, but it matched up to where he could be the final opponent because December 13th was the date for Cena's final match. That's what it was.
See, I thought his contract was over in October. I didn't know it was going to be all the way to December.
Yeah.
But it still wouldn't make any sense to bring him on board because of the simple fact that he's not in the tournament. So he's not going to leapfrog
once they did a tournament thing, I knew it wasn't going to be Edge or Jericho because you're not going to have those guys wrestle 4 times before they get to fight John Cena. You're going to have them fight John Cena.
And then he specifically said that Adam is currently away filming.
Yep.
And that he is AEW and he is staying with AEW. And he specified that. He really did reiterate that. So
yeah. And I think Adam Copeland stated himself in other interviews and podcasts he said, I've done everything I can do in WWE as Edge. I've done it all.
Except
fight the only thing that was going to be John Cena's last match.
Yeah.
Again, you know what I'm saying? Like that would be the only reason for him to come back.
Correct.
And again, hey, it's a great story. But don't let the facts get in the way of the good story. That's what I say.
Correct. All right. So another one he name dropped out there was MJF. Very quickly, all he said about him was pretty much, so to summarize, is that he expects MJF to be back very soon. That's pretty much what he said.
So I'm expecting him to be at the pay-per-view.
Correct. Hopefully, either this one or the next one, but very soon is what he said. Then he brought up a different name, which I've been up and down when it comes to Dynamite, but he brought up Ric Flair, and I was a little bit surprised, but apparently Ric Flair was advertised.
What happened there was a controversy, which wasn't a controversy. If you actually, some people, your WWE stands were like, oh, there you go, advertising, because they advertised Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat in the ring in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yes.
Then Ric Flair, of course, everybody knows, didn't go out to the ring, but he did appear, and that was sent out by fans in Greensboro, showed Flair out there talking up AEW, but still everybody was like, no, that's not, the Flair's knows this and that. No, he had gotten injured. And as you're gonna probably say in a minute, Tony Khan basically said he wasn't, he had his arm in a sling, he had torn his rotator cuff, he had fell that morning, they believe, or sometime before, the TV broadcast, and I just thought this was where I think what Ariel Elwani did was go and try to find the rumor mill guys that have been talked about between AEW and to get the dirt on those. But Ric Flair just happened, and it was just a bad situation. You know what I mean?
And to summarize, yeah, he mentions the Tor Raider Rotator Cup. He mentions that he had possibly fallen right before the show, and then TK told him just to come on and say hello to the fans since he was in pain. And yes, he was wearing the little sling thing, but he took it off when he addressed the fans. So, and then he put it right back on afterwards. Then we bring in Miro, the guy you were talking about, and again he dropped great again. So yes, no doubt he probably does have some type of relationship with Mike McDaniel. Great wrestler. He says that him and Miro had different vision, and because of the different vision, their relationship kind of drifted. And he also said that Miro was very excited to go back to WWE because Miro had worked before in WWE. Now, I don't know if you want to specify, because I know we were talking about it, and he did mention that I think the reason why they kind of had like a different eye of vision is because he comes from the WWE world, and he kind of knows what the WWE world works. And then all of a sudden you come to Tony Khan, and Tony Khan has a different vision for him. I'm assuming.
Yeah, again, I think it's kind of what happened with CM Punk, right? You leave WWE because you don't like the way they're using you. But then when you go somewhere else, you're like, oh, wait, this isn't what I had back there. This isn't the structure. And also, again, if there was a lot of, Miro wanted to do this, Tony's like, no, we're going to do this. Again, you start souring on that stuff, man. It's like, wait a minute. I'm watching all these other guys and gals come in and do whatever the hell they want to do. Maybe not do whatever the hell they want to do. That might be strong, but having pitches and it picking up, and you see it happening on TV week in and week out, but I'm pitching something and it's like, and again, I don't know what the pitches might have been, some crazy ass shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like it draws on you after a while. It's like, all right, forget it. This, and it might have been maybe Miro gave him 2 strikes and you're out. He pitched 2 things. That's it. All right, I'm disillusioned with AEW. I'll just bite out my time and I'll show up in WWE once my contract expires.
Yeah, and for a lot of you guys who don't know, who don't watch AEW, Miro is Rusev, in other words. So Rusev moved on and he did well. The next one was an interesting one. He name dropped Killer Cross. TK said that he likes him. He has not spoken to him in a long time. I think
this is the biggest pile of crap that he spoke this whole interview.
He said he has not spoken to him in a long time. Did not speak to him after his release. He says that the last time that Killer Cross, that he saw Killer Cross, or at least was in the same building with him, was when Darby was at that Comic-Con. If you guys remember when Darby attacked Moxley. That same I guess day or same weekend that they were doing that, Darby had a fight with Killer Cross and they worked together. But apparently TK said that he never spoke to him, has not spoken to him, and he said that would have been the best time for him to speak to him, but he never did. Now, talk to me, Sean. Why you say that?
That's the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever heard in my life, bro. Like, you're gonna tell me that you didn't try to contact him as soon as, maybe not Tony Khan, but somebody in it. Maybe this is where Ariel probably should have been more specific. Ariel should have said, so you're telling me nobody in AEW has picked up a phone and reached out to Karrion Kross or Scarlett? Because he's like, well, we were I wanted to go, but I couldn't get away from the duties at the Comic-Con to get over to the building. But Darby worked him and said he was great and he was fun to work with. And bullshit, man. Come on.
I don't know. I mean, look, man.
No, man. No. Somebody from AEW was
somebody
also on hand at that show. And I don't care, whatever. If Darby was the guy, there was talk. There was somewhere to say, Karrion, what's going on with you?
Yeah, but then why wouldn't Karrion Kross, if somebody did talk to him, whether it was Darby or somebody else, why didn't he show any interest? Why didn't he go ahead and be like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll sit down with Tony Khan?
I am telling you straight up, I still feel WWE is under the table paying him to work on the indies.
But the thing is that, didn't we notice that this guy, the guy they just brought back,
Aleister Black and Zelina are doing, but what better way for this guy to show back up in his retribution and bitching about, you wouldn't pay me my money with Scarlett, but here you are redoing us under these guys.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. For me, I feel like Karrion Kross is not signed with WWE. To be honest,
It just to me, it's just so odd, bro.
it is odd.
It is odd.
And
He
Karrion
hasn't
Kross
gone to
is doing-
TNA. He hasn't shown up like I mean, he's gone.
Well, he's
nothing,
been doing
really.
he's been doing some indie shows here and
No,
there. and
indies, but that's it. That's what I'm saying, though. He's only doing indies, and the indies when he's working, like he did that as a tribute show to somebody, him and Darby, because in they knew somebody, so they were able to book that match there. But all the stuff he's been doing has been like for people he's known, or he's worked with other released NXT talent.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the NXT release talent is now doing indies too. So
No, they
can't
are,
knock him for him.
but he wrestled the one guy, I think, in 3 different areas. And then they formed up and raided another one. That's when I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. The retribution is gonna start.
It's a possibility, I guess. I still don't believe it.
No, I mean, again, I think it's
still think-
far-fetched now, but like at times I look at things and I'm like, how?
Yeah, you might be right, man. Maybe there's
How do you not even just bring them in and be like, look, we're just gonna cut vignettes. You don't even have to. We'll send cameras to you. You cut vignettes, and we'll just lead them up until you're ready to work.
I wouldn't be surprised if WWE told him, "Hey, look, just work the indies, give us some time, and then we'll bring you back." I think I wouldn't be surprised if they said that to Karrion Kross, because honestly, he had fans. I know a lot of WWE fans probably. Some of you guys didn't like him, but I liked him, and his merch sales were going through the roof too. So he was a really good merch show person as well. So it's like
On
I'm
the
just
indies,
shocked
is he still going by Karrion Kross?
I thought he was going. Killer Cross, I think, is going by Killer Cross.
Is he back to Killer Cross? Okay, that was his original.
Yeah, I think he's going back as Killer Cross.
Okay, so then that makes a little bit more sense then. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Killer Cross. He went back as Killer Cross. All right, the next
'Cause I was
person.
gonna be like that. That tells me right there if he's still carrying Cross. Like,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he can't. That means WWE hasn't completely let him
Yeah.
go, because you can't
Yeah.
take your name when you work
Yeah.
for WWE unless it's your actual real name, right?
yeah, your real name, or you're the one that came up with it. That used to be in contracts, like MVP Montel Vontavious Porter. He came up with that whole gimmick. That was not WWE done, so they let him keep
His name.
all the stuff.
Gotcha. Next was Will Ospreay. Very quick about him. Obviously, he reiterated that he hopes to see him back next year. Neck injury, and he sees him early next year in the first half. So hopefully that is true, because we do miss Will Ospreay, and he's probably one of the most biggest superstars in AEW. Then he brought up Adam Cole, and for a minute there, he kind of got emotional for like a split second, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He said that it was hard, very hard, that the day that he got that call in All In Texas of Adam not feeling well. And they did ask him if he felt that Adam Cole was done, and Tony Khan states Adam Cole would have to be on the right state of mind in order for him to come back, and obviously it would be his decision if he would come back to wrestling. So hopefully, good luck for Adam Cole. But there was not a single like note or drop of him actually coming back. Like,
Yeah, I think
Very.
he's done. I think his body.
and he did
he's
mention it was the
just-
concussion stuff too.
Yeah. No. I just think his body just, again, your body starts breaking down, man. Your body starts, and then all the days on the independence that they did, doing what they did to get to that point, it takes away. And Cole's not a big guy, man.
No,
He's not a big guy.
and he was putting in the work, because when he was the TNT
no,
champion, he was
100%.
putting the work. So
100%.
he was
No,
working.
I'm not saying Adam Cole can't work. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think the work rate just didn't. And then once he broke the ankle, then there was issues with that.
Correct.
Then it's just your body just starts trying to tell you, hey, dumbass,
Stop.
Okay, you don't want to stop. Okay, then I'm gonna stop it for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part now where he's at.
Yeah. All right. Then he brought up Matt and Jeff. And if you guys didn't know, Ariel Helwani also interviewed Matt and Jeff Hardy. And Ariel had asked Matt and Jeff Hardy about the TNA WWE relationship and the whole, kind of partnership that they're doing. And Matt had said that it was done to hurt AEW, which was kind of controversial. But TK did go and say that he does like Matt and Jeff, and he basically said that he agrees with him that it was done to hurt AEW. Possibly, possibly not. I definitely
100% it was done. There's no
well, I don't
maybe not.
I don't think it was to hurt AEW, but it was more to take away the fact that they were doing it. Like, how AEW was blowing up when it comes to Worlds Collide
Think
and
about
working with
this.
these other organizations. WWE said, "Hey, if they're doing it, let's do it ourselves as well." So I think they just went ahead and just copied them and say, "Hey, let's start doing our shit." Instead of just letting them run the whole show, because that's what they were getting popular. A lot of people, Worlds Collide was the first time when people were like, "Damn, you're looking at WWE not doing this, and you seeing an organization doing this all over again, AEW, and then working with these guys from New Japan, working from CLLL, CMLL, and all these other companies, and then boom, So I thought WWE was slick and said, "Hey, we're gonna do it too. Screw you guys."
Yeah, no, they were slick and they did it that way. And why do you think now it's starting to make sense? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, TNA said, or at the time, I think they were even Impact Wrestling. Then they went back to TNA, led by Scott D'Amore, and then they fired Scott D'Amore. And Carlos Silva took over. Then all of a sudden, it's announced a partnership between WWE, NXT, and TNA. You know what I'm saying? Like as you look back at it, this was all in the plans before, because Scott D'Amore was working with AEW. And now it was like, no, we're going to go this route. You're out. I believe that was the shift right there, was when it became,
that's a good point.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. And to me, that was the point where, 100% it was done to hurt AEW, or at least to keep them, grounded, however you want to look at it. You know, I mean, and again, I'm not saying that just because TNA and AEW teamed up, they were going to have a run to get to WWE or anything like that either. But yeah, it took away some interesting things that AEW could have done here in the States.
Correct.
That's the thing.
Correct. Then they brought up the whole photo, the photo of all four of them as champions. That was Cody, CM Punk, Jay Cargill, and Ethan Page, I believe. Was it Ethan? Was it Ethan?
I think it was. It
was Ricky Starks. It was Ricky Starks.
Saints.
Ricky Starks, sir. Ricky Saints is crap. So Tony kind of again he kind of danced around the question, and he said that he tried to twist it again to his favor, and he said it reminded him of Double or Nothing 2020 when Cody won the TNT title and Moxley retained the AEW belt. And Cody and Moxley took a photo backstage, and Tony Khan was the one who took a photo of it. So he kind of went ahead and said that was the most that photo reminded him of. He did also mention out there that obviously he has good things to say about these people, but they are no longer with this wrestling organization, so he's not going to go ahead and chime in and say anything because they don't work for AEW anymore. Did you want to say anything in particular that he mentioned because of that photo? Because I felt like he kind of danced on that photo.
He danced around it. He wasn't going to get too. But again, this is where, to me, like, this is your chance to be like, yeah, they took that picture, made a shot at me, but we're still here. We're still standing.
He should have done that.
Like I don't understand why he's got to be the. Everybody's great. Everybody's not fucking great, buddy.
The Mike McDaniel vibes, right?
Yeah, everybody's not great, man. It's not freaking dandelions and freaking no, man.
And
this is like I told you. I wanted heel Tony Khan. That I've wanted that forever. This was your chance just to be fudge it. I'm going on here, and I'm not gonna sit here and pussyfoot around and dance on answers and can't step on the eggshells. No, I'm gonna crack that damn egg wide open.
Yeah,
and again, make it toward your, make it for your benefit. You know what I'm saying? But like, there were so many opportunities where it could have been like Just a thing like with Jericho. Look, Jericho's with us. I appreciate everything he did for us. He got AEW to where it's at, but at this point, he has other ambitions, and AEW's got to keep moving forward. Done.
Yeah.
Instead, you're like, oh, the door's always open. Who gives a shit? Jericho can't come through the door too many more damn times.
That's true. And you know what? Especially that he was promoting, because they have the AEW pay-per-view this weekend. So
Yeah,
remember,
we got 3 hours of Dynamite and Collision tomorrow.
Yeah,
Why can't it just be 3 hours of Dynamite? No, it's 2 hours of Dynamite. They start over with Collision. I don't get it, man. Like, just 3 hours of Dynamite.
He wants to keep it kind of separated, even though he's putting it all together for that particular night. But again, if you create controversy, then all of a sudden people are gonna look at your stuff, especially since you have your pay-per-view coming right. Dude, you have Dynamite, you have Collision right after. Then you have the thing of the preview, like the recap summary leading up to how all these fights were made up for the pay-per-view. And then you have the pre-show on Saturday. What is it, on Saturday? I believe it's on Saturday. And
Yeah,
you
they
have
got 0 hour on certain things,
Yep.
and then on TNT they're doing the tailgate.
Yeah,
so you can watch it there.
They got so much stuff building up. Just be open and just tell them, screw you, bro. Let me go ahead and get some publicity for AEW and just do it. But again, like you said, man, he just tippy toes, man. It's like, man, it's like a guy going out with a girl and the girl wants you to make the move and he just like panics and he doesn't go for it. You feel me? That opportunity is not gonna come back at
but
you.
let me
That
ask
girl's
you
gonna
this.
move on, bro.
Yeah,
That's what's
let
gonna
me
happen with
ask
your
you
fans.
this. After watching that, do you kind of look at it and go, okay, I can see how the Punk stuff happened, how this happened, because like he doesn't take a stance.
No,
I
man.
can
He
tell
needs
you
to grow-
exactly
he needs
what
to grow
happened.
He needs to
He
grow some
went
balls.
to CM Punk and was like, look, can you please get along with the kid?
Yep.
And then he went to Jungle Boy and was like, hey, let's not ruffle the veteran. Have respect for your elders and CM Punk and what he's done for the business. And Jack Perry's like, you know how I'm going to make a name for myself? I'm going to piss that mofo off. I'm going to get my name off of him. He's going to make me bigger because of what I do to him. And that's exactly what Perry did.
And remember, Jack Perry, with all due respect, he doesn't care about AEW. You're going to care about your brand.
You got to care about you because AEW could be gone tomorrow. WWE, I mean, again, I know WWE is a little harder to look at and say that, but dude, they could fire you tomorrow. And then all you got is what the hell you put in.
Yep.
And if Jungle Boy would have just kept running around in the little tights and getting carried around by Luchasaurus and Jurassic Express, this comeback with Jurassic Express would not be what it is right now. Both of them would have been gone.
And not only that, but WWE, if they're very smart, if they see something in Jack Perry, they could always bring him to WWE, and then all of a sudden you bring him to mix up with CM Punk. Can you, again, the fact that they don't capitalize, and this is where you have to grow some balls, and Tony Khan never did. He just basically just said, hey, let me be the nice guy and hope that these guys get along. And this is what you get people pissing off, leaving, and then you get that photo where all your ex-wrestlers are all holding WWE belts. That's a slap in your face. That's why, with more reason, you should have gone ahead and taken some shots at WWE. I think more fans will respect them. Now, last thing that they talked about was about pricing, and obviously pricing is a big thing because a lot of the fans are getting priced out when it comes to going to these WWE events.
You wouldn't tell by the attendance, but yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. So it says he is aware of the pricing. They have a different model. Tony Khan always wanted to show and wanted to give the fans ticket pricing of $20 and $30. He says that he cares about the family and the friends that come out to the event. He also said that out of all the sports leagues, the league that has the highest spending is AEW, which basically he's saying that the fans who watch and see AEW are so loyal that not only are they attending it, but they're also buying a lot of their stuff, a lot of their merch, and it's bigger than any other league. Even though the NFL, NBA, all those leagues are big, when it comes to, I guess he's calculating it based on percentage, like how many fans you have and how much they spend. So like if you have 600,000 fans, out of those 600,000 fans, there's a very good 80% of them that are actually invested so much into AEW that they're going to go ahead and support AEW to the end. You're not going to have that with the NFL, because the NFL probably has like, I don't know, millions or billions of fans, and then only a certain percentage, maybe 20-30%, spend money on NFL. So he reiterated saying that, and he felt like that was a plus. But the issue here is, Sean, is that, again, you only got a certain amount of fans. Do I like the fact that he does offer good pricing for the fans and all that stuff? That's great. But I'm going to tell you something. If the fans are not invested in your product, you're only going to keep those 600,000, those maybe that 800,000. You're never going to grow from there. And if you want to grow as a wrestling company, you have to go ahead and cater to the fans. You have to be able to gain them. You have to be able to push your product better, because right now, I'm being honest with you, the most loyal fans are the AEW fans, but they're not growing. They're staying stagnant. And I think in the long run, that's not good for you. Thankfully, his daddy has a lot of money, and I think that's the real reason why they stick around. But if he had no money, I think this company would have already went down the drain or be on the verge of going down.
Here's my question to you, Frankie. And yes, no doubt, I crushed that damn drink.
He did.
Oh, so good, man. So good. So this is what I think. Look, if I'm the owner of the company, I've really got to sit there and go, okay, we're selling 2,500 tickets, and we're charging $100 front row, $150 front row, whatever it's going to be. I don't know what the price is 100%, okay?
Yeah.
Because that's where our product is. Excuse me real quick. Now, WWE, you talk about investment, and you can say all you want to say about all this stuff, but you can't tell me that somebody's not invested in your product if they're not willing to pay $2,000 for a front row seat. You've got investment there. I don't care what you want to say. You can say you're overcharging. You can say, the thing. I know we always say this all the time. Value is what somebody's going to pay. So they are invested in a WWE product more than they're invested in AEW product. Because I ask you this. If AEW puts a front row seat, $2,000, are they getting people to pay for it like WWE is?
Well, their front seats for like certain events, like their pay-per-views, they do go for about 1,000. But WWE is extravagant. They're going for 34,000,
I get that,
24,000.
but what I'm saying though is you're talking about investment in the product and this and that. You're telling me somebody's paying $34,000 for a front row seat's not invested?
Not in AEW. Well, not if, let's say, for example, let's turn the roles. Let's say if you wanted to go see AEW and you want to set front row 34,000,
are you paying what
you're not
they're paying
No.
for WWE?
No.
So you see, that's where if I'm the owner, I've got to take a hard look at what I'm doing
100%.
and say, okay, look, I might not be that company, but can I get the same investment from my fans that they're getting? Because whatever they're doing, listen, I'll never be able to go to a WWE show. I'm not going to lie. Even the live events were ticket prices were even like, it ain't VKM's WWE no mo.
If you did not get a chance to go to a WrestleMania before TKO took over, then you're probably not going to be able to go unless you save up a ton of money or you decide to do payment plans.
Yeah, that's true. You got to pay. Oh, you know what? Another thing that interests me, and before we get back to that, Ariel was talking about what UFC did when they were taking all of the companies out one by one when they started their plan, which is kind of like what WWE is doing now, and it got me thinking, like, maybe that's a TKO like company objective.
Possibly, because they did.
It's like they're doing the same thing that they're gonna keep doing the same thing that they did. And I think it's a TKO thing, and I mean, it's working right now, man. Because business for WWE right now is, I mean, what are you gonna do?
It's Boomer.
What can you say right now? I mean, and I get it. You kind of got this whole John Cena thing helping you out right now.
Yeah,
that will be an interesting thing to see once January hits, how much of it, fluctuates and this and that. But I mean, what do they have? 50? No, not 50. MSG was sold out last night. Those seats weren't going cheap.
No, dude.
For John Cena's final Raw?
No, dude.
Like, I mean,
those seats were expensive, dude. And not only that, you had a whole bunch of stars out there as well.
Yeah, so. And you're not even
it wasn't even a pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like
you had a bunch of stars out there.
Yeah, and if I'm Tony Khan, I gotta look at my product and go, okay, if I did the same thing, what are my fans gonna do? And that's why, like, I get it, because it's true. You're more affordable. But like it doesn't, to me, that would be more of a like, oh man, we might be not in trouble because again, that's not the word, but like, what do we need to do differently?
Yeah, because you want to compete.
The thing. Yeah.
It's not the same. He doesn't have the same mindset as what Eric Bischoff and WCW had, where they wanted to be on top.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Well, that's because that was coming from the top, and the problem was that top sold, and then the top changed, and Eric Bischoff didn't change.
Yep.
Because when Ted Turner was there, Ted Turner didn't care. He wanted to run Vince McMahon out of business.
Yeah.
So
notice the difference mindset, right? Ted Turner wanted Vince McMahon gone. Tony Khan doesn't seem like he wants to go up against TKO. He's like, yeah, I'm just happy being where I'm at. So
I'm happy number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2 and number 3-ish, whatever.
But he better watch out because eventually other ones will catch up. And then that's when you start seeing a little bit more of a concern when all of a sudden you start seeing maybe like a TNA jump him over. I mean, you did see that controversy of who was it? Somebody had said it. Was it Chris Jericho? I think it might have been Chris Jericho.
Yeah, about the way the production quality in the same building that AEW ran. And again, I mean, I know you sent it to us, and there was a pay-per-view compared to TV, but the problem with like AEW sometimes is like, man, I got to think of this word just right. Like ECW back in the day ran small buildings.
Yes.
But they positioned cameras to make it look a little bit bigger. Whereas I feel like AEW's cameras are positioned to make it look smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't know, man.
It's crazy, man.
It's a thing where, because there's no, again, I watch the shows right now, and I think it's getting better.
I think so too.
I think they got great stories. I think they got great talent. They've always had great talent. That's never been an issue. But there's something that's missing, and I don't know what it is. It's just not coming together as one. Like they have moments on their show, but the whole broadcast as one isn't memorable, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's where I feel like, especially that we know now that Tony Khan is the main person. He's not letting anybody book. He's the head booker of this, so you know that if it succeeds, it's because of him, and if it doesn't grow, it's because of him as well.
Well, also I think that's the detriment to what he said. He's never got the same people there twice.
Yeah,
you should. There should be, every week should have the same amount. That's the reason why the WWE product stays consistent. Whether it's consistently bad or consistently good, it's consistent because the same people are there. Yes, one final decision maker, but the group at the committee, or however you want to look at it, the creative room is always the same for SmackDown, for Raw, for whatever. So there's a consistency there. The only consistency is inconsistency with AEW, the way Tony Khan put it today, where he said, yes, it's me. And then, nobody's there every week. So it changes. I'll have Daniel Bryan here. I'll have a producer, a coach, this and that. Like, no, you need to put get 3 people, get 3 minds over there. Daniel Bryanson, whatever the hell he is now, is at every show with commentary on Dynamite. Put him in charge of creative on Dynamite. Yes, you get final say, but have him put a committee together that are always there so your Dynamite stay consistent.
And you know what? I'll be kind of interesting. I'm not wishing him any wrong or any health issues, but let's say, for example, Tony Khan gets sick where he can't do it. Maybe that would be something that would benefit because maybe then he'll go ahead and push that responsibility while he's out to somebody
Yeah.
else to do it. And maybe you'll see,
Or he'd do it from the hospital bed.
or he'll do it from the hospital. But and No Doubt says, do you guys think AEW is still growing? I don't think they are. I think the only way I could see AEW start growing is if WWE and TKO overprice the fans to the point where the fans are gonna be like, yo, I don't want to go to these games, I don't want to go to these matches, and people get mad, and then they're like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, and then they kind of tune out and like, hey, I'll let me see if there's any other wrestling, and I only think it will be the diehard ones because even the regular casual wrestler will probably just not watch wrestling anymore and just move on, you know.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, WWE always gives you that moment to go to a show for.
Yeah, Sean, but if there, okay, but what do you prefer doing? Do you prefer going to the show or do you prefer just watching it? I prefer watching it. I'm not gonna pay thousands of dollars.
But see, me and you are wired differently. There's some people that they can't miss the opportunity to be there live for the moment, and that's the ones that pay the big bucks. Me and you sat there watched Raw on Netflix, John Cena's final Raw, but a lot of people had to be there. I don't need to be there.
I think the people who have bread, the people who have money.
Yeah. And
because
that's the TKO model, right? UFC. Look at the whole front row, like the whole bottom portion of the arena is what? Stars, want to be stars, YouTube influencers, this influencer. Yeah. Everybody that's got money there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's who TKO, and again, it's almost, and then I know everybody, we talk about all the time about Dolphins.
Yeah.
Stephen Ross doesn't need the ticket sales.
No.
It's coming from everywhere else.
Correct. And the ones who lose out are the fans.
Yeah, the fans lose out. But it's not going to change for them because they're still getting paid regardless.
Yep.
Like San Diego paid $6 million for this SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
And I'm pretty sure also the fact that John Cena is still fighting in that card. The thing is, a lot of people are going to be like, man, this is probably my second to last. I can't get a ticket to go see him at Saturday Night Main Event. Let me try to see if I could get to Survivor Series. So I'm probably sure a lot of people are going to try to get there because I'm not going to lie to you. For a split second, I did go to my head and I was like, damn, I should go to Survivor Series and check it out. But when I look at those tickets, I'm like,
me, buddy.
I was like, nah, I'm okay. I'd rather go to Europe and enjoy my time in Europe than spend money like that. But I know that we've been talking for over an hour when it comes to this. So anything else you wanted to talk about with the interview with Ariel Helwani?
No, I think we kind of hammered everything home that we needed to.
Yeah. All right. So what topic? What topic you wanted to talk about?
Which way you want to go? You want to go?
I chose the first one, so you go with the second one.
All right, then we'll do this one.
Ooh. This is a good one. Hey, nice background here. I like it.
Thank you. AEW Blood and Guts versus Survivor Series War Games.
Yep.
How did you word it?
How did I word it?
Hold on a minute. I'm going there right now. I'm sorry, man.
I don't remember how I worded it. I sent it to you. It was
which one lives up to expectation?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was. And the reason I said that. The reason I said that is because if you guys saw last week Blood and Guts, and you know that Survivor Series is a week away, obviously, they kind of go hand in hand, right? They're supposed to be like this over-the-top situation, and a lot of people in social media was talking about how Blood and Guts lived up to its expectation. You see a lot of blood. You see a lot of people gutting it out there.
Well, the people that watched it saw it.
Correct. I mean, he had it.
Their numbers were not that good, bro.
It was like 600,000 though, right? Wasn't it like 600,000? They had like 600,000.
But NXT's getting 674.
No, they beat them. Blood and Guts got better views last week than NXT. That's for sure. I believe that's what I read. I might be wrong, but I believe I read that. But I will say this, look, because this was the first time they had the Blood and Guts of the girls in it. And not the guys. And I felt that the girls, the female wrestlers, were the saving grace of Blood and Guts. These women went all out. And I was watching it, and I remember I sent a text message to Sean. I was like, Sean, are you watching this? Like, bro, this is insane. This is going crazy. That, and then not only, I'm not gonna lie to you, but the whole Hangman Page fight with this guy, I forgot his name. Damn it, forgot his name. The
Hobbs.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Amazing fights. And then
Yes.
the guy, the male Blood and Guts, it was okay. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't everything extravagant. The women saved that fight, that card. Like if people were talking about it, like they went all in. And this is what I'm telling you right now. Because you're missing Will Ospreay, you're missing MJF, you're missing Swerve. So that could be a reason why this Blood and Guts wasn't like the best one. But here's where Tony needs to like
No, the Blood and Guts
change
wasn't that good because the men's really didn't. There was no like. Okay, it's Blood and Guts, but what was the whole? What are you going for?
It was the whole
What
Moxley
was the
crew.
revenge? I know it was the Death Riders, but it's against the conglomeration.
Yes.
Like, I mean, what you cost them a couple things, and like I mean, I get Darby, but like to me, I don't know, man. It's just like, and then you jump Mark Briscoe, and then,
keep in mind, Danny Garcia did turn on all those people, right? Like he on Orange Cassidy and all them. So there's a little bit of story behind that.
No, I get there's a story there, but there's not enough for me to where, and this is where, look, the men and women, dude, kudos to everything there. My problem, and the one thing I did like about the women's is they kind of continued on a story.
They did.
But the thing I didn't like was, why wouldn't you have put this on the pay-per-view and just took Statlander and Monet out? They did nothing for their team.
Okay.
If you would have took them out, because they're the two that are going to fight each other at the pay-per-view, and now you made it 4-on-4, Blood and Guts at the pay-per-view?
So you wanted the women's Blood and Guts to be in the pay-per-view?
At first time? Why not?
Nah. Not because AEW has always sold Blood and Guts for a regular Wednesday Dynamite. So I don't agree.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that one.
I think you gave again. If you give away the milk for free, why am I going to pay for it? The pay-per-view is Saturday. What the hell? After watching Blood and Guts, what am I going to get on that pay-per-view?
Well, we got
better than anything else that I just watched.
Well, hold on, because obviously you're gonna get maybe some fights you had not seen. Obviously, the whole Samoa Joe Hangman Page rivalry that's going on there and stuff like that. Okada and Takeshita as well. I believe they're in that card as well. So there's a couple of things that are not in Blood and Guts. Again, and for some wrestling fans, the Blood and Guts is too gruesome for them, right? For others, it isn't. So for me, when you see these women bleeding through their friggin' like tons of blood, some guys are gonna be like, I don't want to see this. And
that's not for me. I thought the match was great. I kudos to them. That's not my cup of tea, man. It's not. But I enjoyed it. I'm not taking anything away from them. It's just that is not my cup of tea unless there's more on the line. Like, I mean, I get what they did at the end with Megan Bain and Marina Shafir and and Mina Shirakawa and Tony Storm. Like, that went into more of the women's tag team title.
Yes.
And that whole thing. So I like that portion of it. But like, I'm not there for, I mean, I thought, look, when they first show Sky Blue's face and it was her, bleeding all over the place, I was like, damn, that's a cool ass picture. But that's not something that I want to see.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, for reals?
For reals.
No,
I don't.
For me, man, I thought it was great.
No, I
thought it was great. I thought it's
again. I say it like this. I didn't mind. I thought the match was great. I thought what they did and the story they told, everything was great. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't need to see. I'm okay with blood a little bit, but the horror film, and again, maybe she got hit with something and it's more than what it looked like, but like. I just thought it was a little bit too much at sometimes just because there wasn't that that story that was told. Like
For me, look.
For me, blood and guts should be you are ending this shit. Like you're ending this.
No.
And to me, they just began it.
Well, that's the thing, because you got to look at two different aspects. The way Blood and Guts works compared to Survivor Series. Blood and Guts is, hey, look, we're duking it out, and it's starting up a feud or continuing it. Survivor Series is more of like, hey, we're starting.
But then why get locked in a cage? Then why get locked in a cage if you're going to keep it going? Like what are you trying to do by saying, hey, bring all the weapons you want because this is going to continue the feud?
Because
like
it lives up to its expectation. It's called Blood and Guts. That's all you're doing. You just
then I'll just go in the ring and I'll just go in the ring and bash my head with glass until I start bleeding.
How many matches do you feel like AEW does that already? They do that all the time.
But so they could be called Blood and Guts the whole time. That could be their name. AEW Blood and Guts. But that's where I mean is like it. Maybe because they've done it so much and you've watched it so much, to me, it doesn't mean anything anymore to see blood and guts.
Well, I mean, maybe a lot of the fans agree with you because, like,
I don't think so.
Because,
again,
the viewership has gone down.
You have your AEW stands that no matter what, it's going to be right.
Yeah, but Sean,
and then you got your WWE stands who, no matter what, like I said, the match was great. I liked it. I liked the match, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't my cup of tea because
I think a lot of your fans,
there wasn't a lot behind it. Yes,
I think a lot of fans,
violence was there.
I think
a lot of blood was there. But
I think a lot of fans think like you, because if the viewership keeps going down, right? They were throwing 800 over a mil probably before. I don't know. So a lot of them are probably looking at it the same way as you. What is the point of sticking these people inside a cage and just continuing a feud? This is supposed to end it, right? I'll be honest with you, based on what you just said, I do kind of feel like, hey, I just like them fighting because they've already trained my eye for just to see them wrestle in blood and guts. I don't see the storylines behind them because, again, AEW storylines are not that great as we speak. But I don't see.
You just want the violence.
They just want the violence. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like ECW. I just want to fight. You know, that's it.
It was like. Here's my thing too. Violent as hell, don't get me wrong. But Orange Cassidy puts his hand in the pockets and just staple gun. I'm like, all right, that's enough. Okay, all right. I mean, it goes back to the whole thing, right? Where they have Jack Perry chained to the thing and he's pouring gasoline. And he's like, quit or I'm going to light you on fire. You ain't lighting nobody on fire.
Again, the concept of just they live up to the expectation of blood and guts.
Yeah, no,
it's gruesome. It's supposed to like gory. It has to be gory. It has to be like, oh wow, oh shit moments, and that's exactly what it is. Now, when you look at and compare it to Survivor Series,
but here's my next question to you. Today, on that interview, Tony Storm sat there and said, I care about all of my athletes. I care about all my wrestlers. I don't want them going in there and hitting each other and trying to take each other out. That's not what this is about. Not what I saw on Wednesday.
Yeah, she's kind of contradicting herself when she just say that. But again, she's timeless, sir. She could go ahead and
I'm talking Tony Khan today on Ariel.
Oh,
when they were talking about the Adam Cole thing at the end, he was kind of like, I care about all my things. I don't, head injuries and anything like that. You're not getting back in the ring. And then I'm like, bro, I just saw you throw a guy through a flaming table. I saw you staple a guy's hands to the things. I saw Timeless Tony Storm get a glass mirror thrown right into her face. I saw Marina Shafir step on, crushed glass and then step on Mina Shirakawa's face. Like, I mean, come on, bro. What are we doing here?
Well, remember, too.
I watched Chris Statlander get laid on a bed of nails.
Well, keep in mind as well. Oh, and remember when you saw Mercedes Moné, I think it was Mercedes Moné who threw the crap out of freaking...
Threw people, like every 3 people died going out the damn door.
Yeah, like dude, she destroyed the hell out of this girl. I was like, oh my gosh, she's actually she could actually get hurt there. But remember what I said? Tony Khan says that he believes, and I'm gonna bring it back here.
I know, but he contradicted himself in that same interview.
99% of the time, the decision of the wrestlers is the right decision. So if the wrestlers are telling them, "Yo, we want to duke it out, we want to throw glass in our faces, we want to do all that stuff,"
do whatever.
He's gonna agree with them. So,
and I'll tell you now, it was a hell of a match. I sat there, I watched the whole damn thing. I'm not but it's just not my cup of tea. Like I'm
Wow.
like, you know what's funny is, like, I heard somebody talk about what Ricky Steamboat said, and I started going, you know what? It must be the old school mentality type thinking that I kind of have that keeps me from, like, I mean, violent wise, hell of a match. But you know what's funny is I wasn't ever like a huge ECW fan either.
Me neither. I wasn't. I wasn't
You
either.
know, and you talk about violence and stuff there. I mean, that's what they made their name on. So I think I'm more like, you know, and I'm gonna try to find out what that. And also, by the way, this week it was 600,000 to 554. NXT ended up with 554, so 46,000 less.
So this is a good thing, and what you're just saying, no doubt said I had to turn blood and guts off because my kids were around, and that's another thing. Like again, and that's one of the things that Ariel Hawani did mention about, hey, how gory is there? Is there a line? And then Tony Khan doesn't have, like, he doesn't care. He's gonna do what he feels is right, and if he feels it's right, he's gonna do it, and if he likes it, it's his way or the highway. So at one point in time, imagine a kid, imagine No Doubt's kid, or any of you guys that are watching and have kids. You see freaking Sky Blue with her face covered on freaking
Crimson
blood.
Mask.
Think about it. Like, what is your
Yeah.
child gonna say? Your child is gonna be like, Dad, what the hell's going on here? Like,
Yeah.
what is this? Like, is this okay to do? Like, how are you gonna explain that to your children and be like, yo, it's okay. It's all made up. Like, it's all scripted. Even if you tell them that, you're still bleeding. They're like, oh, so that's
Yeah.
fake blood? No, that's actually real blood. But
No,
it's
unfortunately.
just it's just crazy, man. But it does live to expectation. Blood and guts, they live up to it, bro.
No, and well, it's funny, and I'll get to it here in a minute, but here's what Ricky Steamboat said. He said, God bless those girls that was in that match, but I didn't care for it. He said, I don't know if it was just too much. I thought personally, I don't know. They had, and I think it was 12 girls, right? It was 12 6-on-6 in that one.
I'll find out for you. Hold
I
on.
believe it was 6-on-6. He said they had 16 girls, but I don't think it was 16. He said there's just too much going on. Over in this one corner, 2 girls are doing something, 2 or 3 girls doing something in the middle of the ring. Then you go to the other ring and 2 or 3 girls are doing something there. You couldn't focus on anything because there's just so much going on. For me, it's hard to react. And again, that's one of the things, the more old school thinking mentality is, you're there for the reaction. You know, you live for that reaction of the crowd, whether, you know, whatever it is. Oh. Whereas, you know, yes, they probably got it on certain things, but how many people missed something that was also going on in that match that was like, oh, wait a minute, I missed that, you know, to go back and watch it. So it's one of those things. And then when you ask, like, do they live up to expectations? I think there's 2 different expectations to this stuff.
Well,
Nobody expects War Games to be violent. They expect it to be hard hitting.
but they sell it like that though. In a way, War Games.
No, they don't. No. They WWE violence is different than AEW violence. Okay, you're gonna get kendo sticks. You're gonna get some whatever bats and different things. You're not gonna get. And you know what might be interesting? We'll see now. Again, this is the second one that Triple H is fully in control of.
To answer your question, yes, it was. It was 6 girls. So it was Mercedes Moné, Megan Bain, Marina Shafir, Tekla, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart versus Chris Statlander, Tony Storm, Harley Cameron, Will Nightingale, Mina Shirakawa, and Jamie Hayter.
So again, you could have took Chris Statlander and Mercedes Moné out of that, made it 5-on-5, and had it on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that I agree. I didn't know. I thought it was 5-on-5, but
no, I knew it wasn't. But I for some reason I couldn't remember where it was at or whatever. But yeah, so I mean, you know, and again, when you talk blood and guts, everybody associates AEW with violence, man, and that's the expectation. Nobody expects WWE to go to that.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? But so there's 2 different expectations on it.
But then when as adults, right? Let's put the kids to the side. Let's say us, the wrestling adults. When you look and you compare both of them, right? Because I saw on social media people saying, yo, blood and guts was legit. You got people throwing the freaking glass mirror on Tony Storm. Like you said, Marina Shafir stepping on people's faces with broken glass and stuff. It was crazy. Mercedes throwing the
trying to kill people out of the ring.
Trying to throw people out of there. You almost killed Jamie Hayter out there. And then you got the guys doing, the crazy barbaric stuff as well on the top of the, it was Briscoe and
Yuta.
Wheeler Yuta up there and all that stuff. And then you got Survivor Series War Games. So when you look at Survivor Series War Games, you're like, dude, what is the most craziest thing that War Games has done? Io Sky put a garbage can on her freaking head and then throw herself at themselves, and that's
Or
it.
Bronson Reed breaking his ankle last week trying to do a tsunami last year, the tsunami off the top of the cage.
That's it. So when you look,
but that's the expectations. Like, you don't expect the blood from WWE. You don't.
but is that good enough for us? Is that good enough for us? Because when I think for these pay-per-views, it isn't, Sean.
I think you're wrong.
It isn't.
And I think the fact that 80,000 people or 60,000 people got tickets already tell you're full of crap.
No. Those 80,000 people don't know what they're missing out. If only they would focus.
Oh yeah, they don't know because Frankie Fresco knows.
If only they would have gotten AEW Blood and Guts.
Smooth you, buddy. Smooth you.
Because right now, if you look at those two pay-per-views, well, one is free for the public, so it's free. The other one you have to
Tony
play.
Khan always thinking about the fans.
And ESPN, you have to play for ESPN Plus if you don't have already one of those.
Not
things.
me.
But still, like, come on, man. Like, when you compare the two, you're gonna be like, what? It nowhere near did it live the expectation of. It's not gonna live the expectation to the.
You're trying to compare them
because
you're
that's
trying
what
to
they
compare
are.
them. No, they're not. And Survivor Series at no time has ever been anything bloody or anything. Go back to Hell in the Cells.
Look at the titles.
Weren't even that bad, except during the Attitude Era.
Yeah, but look at the titles of each one. They're both are insinuating that this is gonna be like a bombshell.
Blood and Guts says Blood and Guts. War Games says it's gonna be a battle. That's it.
And in a battle, what happens? There's blood. There's people losing limbs. Everything.
Not all the time. There's not blood all the
Did you ever
time.
see Saving Private Ryan? Do you remember those scenes where they're like destroying each other and all that stuff? I mean, those are
no, man. See, you're trying to make too much of stuff. Hey, what's up, Guy?
What's up, Samurai?
What's going on, my man?
Samurai Radio. What's up, man?
That's Guy Chisholm.
Yeah, I mean, look. I know that was off topic, but I
appreciate you, man. No, Maxine Dupree.
And people are not to divert too much, but people are saying that AJ kind of ruined her, like winning the belt too. So people are just like,
you know what? Can I tell you something? And we're done with this thing. I'll tell you now. The expectations are two different expectations.
No, you got your sickos, blood and guts, baby.
You got your sickos. This guy down here. And then you got your level heads, this guy here.
See, I'm wearing the red for Blood and Guts, not for that Survivor Series War Games. That's for Shafty. That's PG-13. I want rated R. That's what I want.
All right, you do that. The interesting thing last night is this whole thing. I think the Seth Rollins injury killed Becky's reign. I think they were tied as one. I think there was supposed to be more going on, which is why the AJ Lee and everything, she went to do her book signing and everything else. And then they're like, okay, we need to get the title off of her. We'll bring AJ Lee back, and now we'll have those two feud and then have Maxine Dupree do her thing. But I really think that injury cost Becky the whole title thing.
I'm starting to like the Samurai Radio. Exactly. I do agree it has to go because it's for the softies, bro. Change the name. Don't just put a Survivor Series. That's it. Just put a Survivor Series.
Dude, Kai Chisholm lost me right here, dude. Lost me, Samurai. Just take yourself off the chat.
Why? Why are you hating
it feels like they forced this year, and no LA Knight is weird.
Of course they forced it. What are you talking about? He's making perfect sense out there.
Oh my God, no, it's not. No, it's not.
LA Knight has been having feuds with Jey Uso, with CM Punk, and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you just brush him off. You could have brought him into the Paul Heyman side, or you could have brought him into the team, I guess the CM Punk and all them, and then have LA Knight hit one of them and create that controversy and build something out of it. They just pushed LA Knight out to the side, and I know LA Knight always loses, but still.
No, they didn't.
Where did they go with
You
it?
can only have one guy turn on everybody, and Jey Uso's doing that at Survivor Series. You can have Jey Uso and LA Knight fight over who's turning on
You
who.
really think Jey Uso's gonna
No,
turn?
they're not going to really do it, but I would.
Then that's why you need to put LA Knight. If you need somebody to turn.
But when you look back at this, you're telling me that they forced this. It's the bloodline, the whole rekindling of all of the stories going back.
They forced it because
Drew. They screwed Drew. They put him in there. Again, Logan Paul's a substitute for Seth Rollins. But if Seth Rollins is there, it makes more sense than what they're doing now. They just had to replace Seth. That's the problem. And then Brock is back as a Paul Heyman guy. And then you've got the same issues you had before. Who trusts who on the other side? And it was one thing where, like, WWE did their exclusive where CM Punk is like, can I trust you, or are you going to stab me in the back? And Roman Reigns said, dude, you don't have to worry about me stabbing you in the back. I'll stab you in the chest.
No, man. I understand what Samurai's saying because they forced it. They had to go around in hula hoops, bring in Logan Paul to the team. Then all of a sudden they brought Drew McIntyre because even though Drew McIntyre got his ass. Even though
the women's one's going to be a little more forced to me, but that is what it is.
Drew McIntyre got beat by freaking Cody Rhodes dead on, right? And then all of a sudden you want to put him in the War Games? Get out of here! He got his ass kicked. He lost, and he lost by his own strategy because he had wanted it to be no disqualification, and he used the belt on him. So you bring in Drew McIntyre, and you expect Drew McIntyre to do this. Oh, let me whoop the crap out of Cody Rhodes, even though he lost to him. And then now you bring in Brock Lesnar that has been gone for how long? He hasn't done anything.
But remember, before he left, Paul Heyman says, hey, we need to talk. I got something to talk to you about. So you don't think that was put in play? You don't think that was put in play?
I could look, man. If you ask me, Frankie, do I feel this War Games was kind of forced? I'm going to say yes, because I do feel that they had to rush into just getting all these guys and putting them all together. You know that there's no reason why Brock Lesnar would come out for that. If anything, Brock Lesnar should have been involved in the John Cena thing because that was the last time we saw Brock Lesnar when he went ahead and he attacked John Cena. So then you're just going to brush that off?
No, he didn't attack John. He laid out John Cena. He beat
exactly.
him.
So okay, but he didn't beat him. He didn't fight him. He just laid him out. That's it. But that doesn't mean John Cena. So John Cena's just gonna go.
No, he beat John Cena at the pay-per-view in like 2 minutes.
He beat him in the.
Or was it Saturday Night Main Event? What was it? It was Lesnar against Cena, and Lesnar beat him in like 12 seconds.
Yeah, but
it was longer than that. It was like 5 minutes, but I mean, it was like 32 suplexes and then a freaking 3 F5s and.
But that was done, and then you're gonna go ahead and call John Cena the best in the world or the best of all time. You got your ass laid out by Brock Lesnar. How the hell are you the best of all time if you just got your laid? You think beating Dom and granted, they better let Dom win this crap. They better let Dom win. I told you they did the right thing. They're watching the
best
show.
Of all time got beat by the beast of all time.
Oh my God! Don't start coming up with these names. Don't kind of try to be creative here. It's the best of all time. You get your ass beat by Brock Lesnar, bro.
First off, it's the greatest of all time.
No, greatest of all time. Sorry, Tony Khan vibes. The greatest. My bad. But either way, that's not the way it's supposed to be, in my opinion. I mean, you just brushed it off.
I know it didn't reach expectations for you. I got you.
It didn't.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. The Last Time Is Now tournament. We're so excited about this, man. Let me tell you. You see the bracket there. You got Rusev beat Priest. Sheamus beat Nakamura. Jey Uso beat The Miz. LA Knight beat one of the surprises, Zack Ryder. Solo Sikoa beat the other surprise, Dolph Ziggler. Penta Finn Balor is this Friday. You've got Gunther, who took care of Javon Evans. And then also this Friday is Bronson Reed, Carmelo Hayes. Your thoughts on the tournament so far?
What a piece of crap this tournament has been.
Bro. Oh boy,
it has been so much crap. I'm so mad at this tournament, and the reason I brought this topic up is because why in the world? Where are the surprises? This is like March Madness. Where is the underdog? There is no the underdog. All of the ones that were supposed to win won. Zack Ryder lost. Why? Why would LA Knight? Why not move Zack Ryder? And second of all, and I know Matt Cardona. That's what he should have come out as. But I know that stupid stuff of like, hey, he has a history with Zack Ryder, not Matt Cardona. But did everybody forget that John Cena said, "Hey, Matt Cardona," when he was over there in Saudi? No, the people don't remember that crap,
Can
right?
I tell you something? And this is what I told somebody on X when they said it about it. WWE doesn't own Matt Cardona. WWE doesn't own Nick Nemeth. WWE owns Zack Ryder, and WWE owns Dolph Ziggler. They gave them merchandise. They put out new shirts. They put out figures. They put out cards. So there's other avenues of revenue for those guys now coming out of the wake of this. And I think you're going to get your first upset of the tournament this Friday when Carmelo Hayes beats Bronson Reed.
Is that really an upset? I mean, I think Carmelo needs to win, to be honest with you.
Well, no, it's gonna be the whole War Games match involved or something. It'll probably cost Bronson Reed. Carmelo Hayes will get the win, and he'll move on to face Gunther.
And these are the 16 guys, right? There was nobody else. It was
That's
16,
it.
right?
It's over. It's over.
What a disappointment this tournament has been. Not only were the surprises kind of crappy, Zack Ryder was okay, Dolph Ziggler was okay, but what happened to the guys that we wanted out there? What happened to Chris Jericho?
Again,
what happened
the
to
guys
Edge?
we wanted? WWE just said guest mystery opponents. Everybody started saying, "Oh, Chris Jericho. Oh, Adam Copeland.
What about Mr.
this
Iguana
guy.
out there?
That guy, Mr. Iguana, whatever." Like they never said anybody, and everybody's like, "Oh, this guy, this Miz should have won." I disagree. I don't think the Miz should have won.
Yeah, LA Knight loses all the damn time. Might as well give it to Miz. I mean, come on, man. Solo, do you really think Solo needed to win? Why didn't Dolph Ziggler should have won that? At least gives Dolph Ziggler that opportunity to win that one, bro. I thought that was a bad call. I was like, and not only that, but Dolph Ziggler had momentum on his side, and he still loses. I was like, man, come on, bro. I just felt it was a sham, bro. It was a sham. And not only that, but again, I think Dolph should have won. I thought the Miz should have won. Jey Uso loses all the time as well, and Jey Uso's in the freaking in the War Games. Why do you have him winning? And it makes
They should have positioned. What they should have done is they should have positioned Jey Uso versus the Miz this week, and Bronson Reed, Carmelo Hayes this week, and then have the War Games match affect them winning and moving on.
And No Doubt actually says it. Yeah. Who wants to see? I mean, no disrespect to Carmelo. Who wants to see Gunther and Carmelo? Give me some Bronson Reed and Gunther out there.
That ain't gonna happen, bro. That ain't happening.
Which proves my point that this tournament is even worse than what it has been. Like, it has not lived up to expectation. It has been a shitty tournament.
What was the expectation of it? What did you think who did you think was going to be in this tournament, though?
I thought Mr. Iguana was going to be in it. Thought possibly Chris Jericho was going to be in it.
What about Juan Cena?
I thought maybe possibly Brock Lesnar was going to be in it. I thought possibly...
Really?
Yeah, why not?
You need to stop smoking whatever the hell you're doing.
I'm not smoking anything. The only time I go smoke is when I go visit SMU. But what I will say that tournament, very disappointing, bro. Very, very, very disappointing. And then not only that, but now all of a sudden, Dom Mysterio versus John Cena has been more relevant to this tournament. I'm keeping it real. There's been more towards it. I would have preferred them to run them back and survive. Where's Dom? Why is Dom not in the tournament? He should have.
Dom fought John Cena twice. What the hell does it matter him being in the tournament? Like, dude, you do understand what this whole night has turned into. John Cena's final night, right? Do you understand what he did?
So this is what they should have done. This is what I would have done. Frank, as a storyteller out there. So what I would have done is I would have gone ahead and did John Cena versus Dom, which is right. John Cena beat him. Okay, perfect, because that's his hometown in Boston. Perfect, no problem. Then all of a sudden, you have the tournament, right? And when you have the tournament, all of a sudden you have Dom Mysterio either attack one of those guys or be the surprise entry into it. I mean, keep in mind, Dom was even promoted on the video of the tournament, and he's not even in the tournament. So that doesn't make any freaking sense. He should have been in the tournament. He should have walked through the tournament, made it to the final, and then Dom says, "Hey, look, not only did you beat me in your hometown, now I'm gonna beat you because I earned it, because I beat everybody else in this goddamn tournament." And that would have built up more momentum than just giving Dom the rematch. It does, I mean,
What are you talking about? Dom said last night, you had it your way when you beat me in your hometown. Now you're going to fight me in my hometown, San Diego.
Is John Cena winning?
I don't think so. No.
So you're gonna give Dom a victory, and then the consolation prize is you're getting a John Cena that just finished losing to Dom to fight against the winner, whoever it is in this tournament. That makes it's
but what's to say the winner of this tournament isn't known by then, and that's who costs him the match at Survivor Series.
What do you mean by that? I don't get where you're going with that.
Say Gunther wins the tournament. If the tournament is done by Survivor Series and Gunther comes out and costs John Cena the match at Survivor Series, so Dom beats him, but then they also now go toward, because Cena's not on any more appearances. He doesn't come back till the main event, Saturday night main event. That's it.
Yeah, but I don't think the tournament is going to be done before Survivor.
No, I don't think so either. But you could have Gunther, every time he slammed Javon Evans down the whole time, he was doing the "you can't see me" stuff.
Yeah,
Gunther was playing it up. So
I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that Dom got the rematch, and I do expect Dom to win. I told you that I felt that it was dreadful for him to lose the first time around, hurting his momentum.
It made sense. I don't think it hurt his momentum, man. I disagree with everybody that says that, man. The fact that he came out in Madison Square Garden, the week after and had even more heat, like, dude, no, that didn't hurt him. It didn't hurt him, man. It didn't hurt him. Dom has, I'll tell you now, has exceeded where I thought he'd be. I knew he could be that level down the road. I did not expect it to be where he is right now.
Well, remember,
he's commanding the crowd. Like he has such control of the crowd. Like you could even see Cena. Cena was just like, "Okay, you got it, kid." Because I don't know if you've never noticed with Cena, he'll tell guys, slow it down. You'll see him with the mic in one hand, tell him slow it down. He didn't say shit to Dom. He was like, "You got it, go."
Well, no. There was a split second there when Dom kind of like, he had to help Dom a little bit in that promo yesterday on Monday night. He did. For like a split second, he said something to him. He kind of had to help him a little bit on it, but it was not very like noticeable.
Well, no, yeah, because he lost his train of thought when the crowd was chanting or whatever they were, and then Cena came in. He said, "No, they're chanting," because what I think happens is,
I think so. Yeah,
I think Dom thought they were probably editing out the, I think they're saying "fuck you, Dom" or something.
Yeah, they had to edit something.
And again, you don't talk during that because they're editing everything out. So if you talk, you don't get to hear.
Correct.
So you call Dom kind of do this. And then Cena was like, "Truck, they're saying something, whatever." And then it kind of got back on there. But like, where I think WWE went wrong was doing this tournament in the first place.
I agree.
This is a no-win because you're not going to put the guys they want in it to win it. You're not going to have, the guys in there. You're not going to have, there's no win in this situation for this thing. But what I did like, when John Cena says he went to Triple H and said on that night, it's going to be WWE superstars in exhibition matches against the NXT talent. It's all going to be NXT versus a main roster guy.
Yeah,
the whole night.
There's nobody left in the tournament that is NXT. They only had one guy, and that was Javon Evans, and he didn't even win. So if you're going to bring that up, then give somebody from NXT the opportunity to go against John Cena. Don't give Gunther. Don't get Solo. These guys are all well established.
The whole night is going to be NXT versus
except the main event
superstars. So you're going to have
except the main event.
Okay, and again, I mean this is where, like, to me, what Cena's doing is he's saying, okay, Gunther's going to be the guy. That's obviously who they told him.
Oh my God, I hope it isn't him, bro.
I mean, whoever gets to face John Cena is apparently the guy that WWE thinks in the future is going to be the guy because they're expecting Cena to say, okay, here you go, buddy.
If it's all these people that are left, then you know what, man? I hope it's Penta. I hope it's Penta. I think Penta is the only one because Rusev, he has great potential, but he okay, maybe Sheamus, he's an old timer. Sheamus is not gonna win this. Jey Uso might have a shot. LA Knight, they don't like LA Knight. They always loses. Solo has his whole situation with his whole family tree and all that stuff. So I don't think they're gonna give it to him. Gunther is the only other one, but Gunther's already very strong. Like, why do you need to build Gunther even more for the future? He's already everybody knows him. He's been a champion before. And then Carmelo versus Bronson Reed. If Carmelo beats Bronson Reed, I'll be surprised. But you say that you see it happening. But then if Carmelo beats,
I see it happening if they fluff it. If it's a 1-on-1 match and there's no interference, Bronson Reed better win. But to me, you can use the whole, Survivor Series War Games to cost Bronson Reed the match.
Okay, so you put that, but what are the chances that Carmelo Hayes is going to be Gunther? There's no way. If the winner of the tournament is going to be Gunther, why does it have to be him? Like, he's already well established. He already retired Goldberg.
Yeah, I know, but now he gets to retire a legend, not a Goldberg.
Don't. What an ass. You're such an asshole, dude. No, man. Goldberg is a legend, bro. Get the hell out of here, you hater.
In his own mind and yours. Yes.
You're such a hater. Where's Josh? Josh, where you at, Josh? I know you.
Dude skipped out on a meet and greet this weekend, man. Screw that, buddy. Screw you.
His knees are probably hurting.
Whatever. Get off your knees then, Goldberg.
And I didn't hear about that. Why did he ski? Why did he?
No, he apparently was doing a meet and greet at one table, and he's supposed to slide over to the other table for the other company when that one was over. And he's like, "All right, guys, I'm out," and he just left.
Oh, he did
I honestly don't know if he forgot or if there was other issues to it or what. I've only heard the one side. I don't know if anything else has come out, but yeah. So.
Possibly. See, no doubt. Some of you guys know that this tournament could have been a lot more creative, bro. Come on, let's keep it real. It could have been a lot more creative. It could have been
really
too predictable. I hope Penta. I'm ready for Penta, bro. I hope he does it. I hope Gunther does.
I mean, you guys. A lot of people think that okay, WWE makes a tournament, they're gonna bring back everybody. Like, come on, man. I knew Jericho wasn't gonna be in it once they said it was a tournament.
But they sold it to us.
No way. They didn't sell it to nobody.
Yes, they did. It was the first thing that everybody was talking about on the Saturday night. They were like, "Hey, look, there's a tournament for John Cena." When we went live on the Rainy Day podcast, and we did the recap, what was the first thing we talked about? This tournament. It outshined everything on that Saturday night main event.
Yeah, but they didn't say anybody who was going to be on it. So, like,
they showed the video, the little montage video.
They showed a video. What the fudge does that mean?
They showed Dom on the video, and Dom is not even in the damn tournament. Get out of here, bro.
Oh, my God.
Hold on. I think I wrote down the people who were on the actual little... Damn it, I would have to look for it, but they to see if they even kept their word with the people that they showcased on the damn video, which I don't think they did, because I know Dom was on the video and they didn't do it. Yeah, let me see. Oh man, I gotta look for it. But at the end of the day, bro, I was just disappointed. It was lackluster, just like War Games is lackluster. It's not War Games. It's just call it Survivor Series. That's what they need to call it. That's it. Just call it Survivor Series, and it'll live up to that expectation.
All right, so here you go. The video,
try to look for it too.
It said Miz, Rusev, Solo Sikoa, Sheamus, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Penta, Carmelo Hayes, Bronson Reed, Gunther, Dominic Mysterio, along with Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, were on the video.
Where's Drew McIntyre? Drew McIntyre wasn't in it. That's what they should have put it inside there as well. Maybe he should have gone ahead. He would have gone far in the tournament. But they put sorry ass Carmelo Hayes. I mean, no disrespect to Carmelo Hayes, but still.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it at all.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna sell me something, just put it in the damn tournament. You put Gunther on the damn montage video, and you put Dom. Where they at? They're not there. We wanted surprises. Who you gave me? Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. They were okay. It's
Yeah,
fine.
but you don't need Dom in a tournament if you're gonna do the whole. Maybe at the time when they were doing it, they weren't gonna have Cena win the IC title. But you can't be the GOAT if you ain't the Grand Slam champ. I mean, what the hell? Miz is 2-time Grand Slam champ. Does that make him greater than John Cena?
No.
So,
It says Samurai says Gunther isn't strong in kayfabe. He says remember he tapped to Jay, bringing back his Walter theme and making him retire Cena makes him a badass again in kayfabe. Come on, man. I am not a hater. and maybe Evans was a replacement for Dom. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. It's a tournament, man. I feel like they put themselves in a no-win situation, especially making it 16. At least if you'd have done 4, and you've done 2-on-2 and 2-on, and then they meet in the finals, and then you only have to draw 4. But when you draw 16 and it's this, I can understand where people are like, but at the same time, you put the expectation that it was going to be this whirlwind tournament. Nobody else did.
They put that expectation. It's called The Last Time Is Now Fair War Tour for John Cena. And what is this tournament called? The last what? I forgot the name of it.
The last time is now farewell towards the tournament. Last time is now.
Okay, so the last time. So this is the last time. This is the group of guys that you come up with. Yeah, pretty crappy, bro. I wanted some wow. It felt it. You know what? You're right. It's like a Saturday night main event. This explains it. That's what it is. Let me put it 2 and 2 together to you guys. What have all the Saturday night main events been? Straightforward matches. Boring. They've all been the same with no like crazy appearances and all that stuff. This is supposed to be for Saturday night main event. So that's why this tournament is lackluster as well. Because it's just for a Saturday night main event. A regular show. That's what it is. Because all the Saturday night main events have been like that. Right, Sean?
Pretty much. Especially the Goldberg one was terrible.
It was a little bit rough. I'm not going to lie to you. You're right about that. Anything else, sir?
We got the one other thing that you wanted to discuss.
Which was
ridiculous. Is another person that has exceeded expectations to me.
Oh, Lord.
Although I don't agree with Stevie Richards' comments. Stevie Richards comments that Logan Paul is better than everyone in AEW. Look, the kid is phenomenal. He's talented. And, I mean, again, he was trained by AJ Styles. He's trained by a whole bunch of, I mean, I don't know how you cannot be good. And then with his athleticism. But, again, this to me is one of those, and I love me some Stevie Richards. I was able to work with him in the ring. Tremendous guy. But this to me is some clickbait stuff right here.
You should have called him and told him, yo, Stevie, I love you, bro, but what you said was ridiculous, bro. And as a matter of fact, Goldberg is better than Logan Paul. That's what I think about.
No.
Goldberg is better than Logan Paul.
Bro,
Goldberg in his prime was better than Logan Paul. How about that?
No.
Yes, all day.
Listen. Logan Paul has more athleticism than Goldberg has in his more athleticism in his right leg than Goldberg has in his whole body.
What are you talking about? Goldberg was a legend. He intimidates people just with his face, just with his entrance was better than Logan Paul. Who the hell cares about a guy who says, "Hey yo"? Who cares about that crap, bro? When you got a guy,
you seen that one? He let the drone go, and he walked to the ring and just put it out, and the drone landed right on his hand. I mean, come on, bro. Goldberg didn't do that shit. He ran his head into a door and busted himself open before he even got to the ring.
Logan Paul could.
He could breathe in some smoke and snort it out. Raw. Yeah.
Logan Paul would never be able to do the jackhammer like Goldberg did it, bro. I'm telling you right now. And can Logan Paul even do a spear? I don't think so, sir.
Does Logan Paul need to do a spear?
No, because he's holding drones like an idiot.
Yeah, okay.
I think you and me can hold drones.
Can Goldberg even climb the ropes?
At his prime, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Not
Prime.
right now.
That's a Logan Paul drink. Very good.
In his prime, yes, he
Yeah.
would be able to climb the turnbuckle. Yes, he could.
I
yes.
don't think so.
How
but
dare you? What is going on here in the chat board disrespecting my boy Goldberg, bro? Don't disrespect Goldberg, bro. Living legend. And then you guys see Richard saying that's ludicrous because obviously MJF is better than Logan Paul.
No, he wasn't saying anything ludicrous. He was saying Logan Paul.
No, ludicrous saying that Logan Paul is better than everybody else in AEW. That's insane. Like MJF is better than him. Will Ospreay is definitely better than him. Kenny Omega is better than him. Come on, man. How are you gonna
I don't
say
necessarily look. See, this is where I get an argument. Like when somebody says, "Oh, they're better than," who's saying they're better to you? They're better, because wrestling is so opinionated. Like I don't care for Logan Paul that much. He's not my cup of tea. Just like that, the women's blood and guts and all that stuff. But I cannot deny how much of a great athlete he is.
He is, yeah,
and everything else. But to sit there and say that, like he's better than
Tony Storm is better than Logan Paul.
It's how he's put into a position to succeed by the company too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you look at, I mean, like you said,
Mercedes Moné is better than Logan Paul.
I mean, I'm not going to, whatever your opinion is, your opinion is. But to say that somebody is better than everybody on the AEW roster, boy, that's a click.
Logan Paul is not even
clickbait.
Logan Paul is not even the best wrestler in WWE.
No.
So why would you even drop that?
He has been wrestling for 2 years now total, like full time. I mean, I know he did appearances like I think 3 years ago, but I think he signed 2 years ago to a full time deal. I mean, dude, he's phenomenal for where he's at. Don't get me wrong, but to say that statement is like, and especially when he's been presented in every part of this WWE against the top talent. AJ Styles, John Cena, Cody Rhodes. I mean,
Roman
it's not
Reigns.
like he's going out there having to carry matches.
No, he isn't.
He's been put in these ideal situations. Well, no, but again, accentuate the positives, hide the negatives.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman says it best, baby. I mean,
that's a good point, yeah.
We know what he can do. Okay, put him in there with the guys. We know he can do the stuff. Let him go in there and do it.
I feel Dom Mysterio is better than Logan Paul, to be honest with you.
I agree. I thought Logan Paul tried to, and what's funny is now that he's been with Paul Heyman, he's starting to ring it in a little bit more because he used to try too damn hard.
He did.
Like you don't have to get in the ring and be like, I know you are, but I know I am, but what are you? And like, bro, that's high school shit, man. Bro, you're a freaking grown ass man. Command the crowd. Don't sit there and just do your YouTube stick to get the rise and fall. No, command the audience. And you can start seeing, with Heyman around a little bit more, he's doing less. And sometimes less
that's a good thing.
Is more.
Yeah, that's definitely good. Because Paul Heyman probably told him, hey, yo, you need to chill down, bro. You suck.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'll show you what you need to do on the mic.
Yeah,
like, man. Paul Heyman, what does he do? He says, ladies and gentlemen, and then he stops. And they do it, and then he goes, my name is Paul Heyman. He doesn't even do it he doesn't care, because that annoys the shit out of him. And like, I don't know if you saw it. If you have not seen it yet, check out the Stephanie McMahon podcast with Paul Heyman. And you'll learn a lot about who Paul Heyman is and the person that he is. And it is so interesting. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. But long. It's good as shit to me. I loved everything down to it. To even when he said, like when the crowd's trying to do it, he'll change up because he wants to let them know I control this, not you. I control it.
That's why I feel like, for example, like The Rock or Stone Cold or The Undertaker. These guys have such a big aura. Because they controlled their character and they controlled the crowd. They knew what to do. The Undertaker knew how to wow people out by just him walking into the ring, bro.
Can I tell you something? The Undertaker, and this was something Dusty told us, he practiced the walk to where every step was on a gong to the ring. That's why it took so long for him to get there. Because it was on the gong, or everything he did, every movement. When he went to remove the hat and he went to reach up, it was on the gong. Everything was done for a reason. That's why these guys do all these, big WrestleMania entrances. They're there going back and forth on them to make sure they hit it the way they need to hit it. One, for the crowd there, but also for the TV. And it's one of those things to where...
Samurai is even right. He's not even the best Paul. 100%.
No,
he's
he's
not
not.
Even. Jake Paul's better, at least in boxing. I don't know if he's.
Well, I don't know about anymore. I'm waiting to see this Anthony Joshua thing.
Nah. If he goes again, he'll be. If he beats Anthony Joshua, he definitely paid him. But yeah, man. So those type of things, and hopefully, look, man. Do I think Logan Paul is very talented? Yeah, he's cool. He has a lot of talent. His acrobatics are amazing and all that stuff. But like you said, I think it was clickbait by our boy Stevie Richards going ahead and saying that, because come on, man, AEW is where the best wrestle, and Logan Paul's not wrestling there.
100%. Frankie Fresco, let them know where they can get you, man, where they can get a hold of you.
Hey, you guys can follow me at Fresco Music. Of course, it's spelled right there. Yes. All my SMU alumni and fans, please don't forget to follow me at Fresco Music. All my Louisville fans out there, and my Florida Gator fans, and my Florida State fans. If Virginia Tech does beat Miami, because remember, Virginia Tech did get screwed last year, but this time they're playing in Virginia Tech. So all my Virginia Tech fans, if you guys decide to go follow Frankie Fresco, and then of course, let's not forget our Pitt fans out there, because we know that Pitt is also going to go ahead and beat Miami. So all those schools, all those alumni, all those people, exactly, come over to sign up for Frankie Fresco all the time on all social media platforms. Sean is excited. Look, he slapped his head because he knows that it's the truth. It's the best way to go ahead and follow me. And then don't forget the Cameo Mix Show every Wednesday, or every other Wednesday now, 8 p.m. You have your boy Frankie Fresco spinning on the Cameo Mix Show. Tune into all my social medias. I usually post a link, or on my Mixcloud at Fresco Music, where you could catch the replay. If you could support, I would greatly appreciate it. All you got to do is just go there for like a split second. If you don't even want to hear the mix, just hit a like on it. I really would appreciate it. It's only going to grow the algorithms. If you like reggaeton, hip hop, and all stuff, I usually spin all that stuff as well. And then also, one last thing. Don't forget to follow, of course, myself and Sean Stanley, and then also our friends out there like the Rainy Day Podcast, Adrian, and all them. And we really appreciate all you guys tuning in, and hit that like and that subscribe, because we appreciate it.
NXT just had their Mike Santana moment. That's all I'll say. You can check me out at SS_Sports Talk at Stanley Media House everywhere else.
Go Gators, baby. You damn right, sir. You damn right.
You can check me out at Stanley Media House Network everywhere else. TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook. You can check out the page. Please hit the subscribe. Hit the like button on the way out. If you're watching us on Rumble, please follow us there. Then jump over to the YouTube channels, Stanley Media House and Frankie Fresco. Hit the subscribe to both. We're here Tuesdays, 8 o'clock. Frankie Fresco, thank you for your time, sir. Of course, as always, no doubt, appreciate you. Kai, appreciate you. Adrian, appreciate you. Who else we got in here? Shadow was in earlier.
Did you just give Samurai Radio because he said Go Gators? Are you discriminating against him because he said the Go Gators?
No, I'm actually calling him by his name because I know who it is. Kai Chin Chisholm. I know who Samurai Radio is. I know who the man behind the name is.
Oh, at least, you know a good person because he's a Gator.
I know a good man. He's a very good man. Let's see who else we got. Memo was in earlier. Jeff from Long Island was in earlier. I think that's about it. My papa was in earlier. So
Cheyenne was out there. What's up, Cheyenne?
Yeah. I said that earlier. She was in, and appreciate everybody that was in on the channel today, in on the chat. And let me see. Apparently, there's one just came in now. I want to make sure it's nobody new. Same to you, Kai. Same to you, buddy. We'll never get those times back.
Wait, do I know Kai?
Onside Radio.
Do I know Kai too? No. Was he at your birthday party?
No. That was my grandson, Kai.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, that's not him on the chat. Talking Goldberg. In the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the sun, Sean State.
That's what